Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm Sheldon Barlett Rumor, and this is it. Welcome back to This Is It TV. This Is It Network is your global digital TV network connecting remarkable women to inspiring stories. I do that each and every day through our growing community, our engaging content, and our real connections. Each morning, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock Eastern, I share a morning message in hopes of not only inspiring you, but keeping you motivated throughout the week. So today's morning message is pretty straightforward. Happy Friday to all of you. My goal again is for all of you to find your voice and to scream your dream, but we can't do that exhausted. Hello guys, how are you? I am, and have been coined before, a workaholic. And I think that it's a double-edged sword when it comes to that, right? I enjoy what I do. In essence, I am what I do. And for those of us that are lucky to have that, to really love what we spend the majority of our lives doing. Hi, Candy. Hi, Lisa. That is a very unique and beautiful thing, right? There is a wonderful thing that we get to spend the majority of our life, which is the majority of the waking hours we are working. Whether we are working for ourselves or working for other people, we are spending that time working. And I am one of the lucky ones in this world that get to do something that I love. And I tend to work a great deal at it. I know those that follow, fan, and like me are part of this passionate group of people that really put their best foot forward each and every day, and they're driven to do something bigger. And one of the things that I couldn't stand in my youth is that I had a manager that I did not necessarily give him as much credit as I should have at the time. But he would always say to me, Sheldon, work smarter, not harder. And I found him to be kind of lazy. I found him to be kind of obnoxious. And I took that as he doesn't want to work as hard as I'm willing to work. He wants me to go home. He wants like all these kind of things that were going on in my mind. He was at the time, I was single at the time. I was young at the time. I had the time. He had 2 kids. He was working on his life balance. And he was very he was able to prioritize work versus his social space. And I didn't respect it at the time. Believe me, a young Sheldon was like, this person is lazy. They're going home. He's clocking out, when I've never really been able to do that. I don't have the ability mentally to clock out of what it is that I am and what it is that I do. I recognize that a number of people just have jobs, right? They don't necessarily are driven by their dreams. They're not necessarily driven by their occupation. They don't find joy in what it is that they do. And by doing so, or not by not doing so, they find working to be a burden, where we have this weird relationship with work, right? We're driven to do it. We have nightmares and or sweet dreams about it. We wake up in the middle of the night with that notepad or that phone, creating notes, creating what it is that, or sharing what it is that we want or think about the job or task or building community or an element that you want to add or a feature or a benefit that you want to be able to add to the table. And I want it to be a situation where you are thinking about rest. We are thinking about it in a way, because it was very much a negative thing. And again, you guys know that I come from this West African immigrants kind of mentality of arriving early and leaving late. That was our space, right? We just did that. We just worked. There was no excuse. From kindergarten to 12th grade, to literally kindergarten to 12th grade, 13 years of my life, all 4 of us never missed a day of school. It was not a thing. We weren't homesick. We weren't sick. You didn't get to stay at home. We went to school. If you wanted to be sick, you were sick on Saturday and Sunday. And then Monday through Friday, you went to school. We were conditioned in that mentality. And I didn't really realize the importance of rest, I think, until I needed it, right? I don't know how many of you out there work yourselves until you can't work anymore. You work yourselves and then ailments come to be. Where you work yourself and then you can't be in a space. Hi, David. You can't be in a space where you're thinking about anything else. You are driven by the cause. And we are outnumbered by people who do not understand this. We are outnumbered by people who are not driven by much, or they're not driven in the same crazy way. But what we must do is we must fill our cup. right? We must make sure that we gain the rest, not because somebody else told us that we work too much, not because we are coined as workaholics, but because the work we are going to do is so important. Because the work we are driven to do and the goals that we have are real. And what we're willing to do in order to accomplish it is bountiful. But we must be of sound mind and body to do so. The majority of people don't get it. And that's why the community that we have built here is just such a beautiful thing, because I know that you understand what I'm talking about. I know that you understand what it's like to drive past something and get a spark of an idea, to see words strung together and be like, ooh, I'd be able to adapt it in this way. Good morning. I know that we know what it's like to be that in that space, in that situation. So for me, I want us to give ourselves permission, those who understand us, those who know what it's like to work hard, those who know that we're willing to embrace the work, that it is okay to, in fact, rest. It is okay for us to manage the time that we have. And 22-year-old Sheldon, there's no way you would have been able to tell me this. There's no way that I would have been like, old lady, you're lazy. You don't know what it's like. I'm out here trying to make a name for myself. You can go sit down. I'm about to take over the world. But the truth of the matter is, when I burned out, even at that age, I burned out hard, right? I burned out hard. In bed, sick, sniffles, all of the immune system was breaking down because I ran a race and I hit a wall. And in this world and in this time where time is limited and resources even less available, we must pace ourselves. We must give ourselves the rest needed in order to ensure that we get to the finish line, in order to ensure we are of sound mind and sound body, and that everything that we are doing not out of desperation, but out of calculation. And I know that a lot of us are in a space where we're trying to rethink things and how to get things done. And even in this world where we are safe at home, a lot of us who are still in that space, it is still a competitive space. The internet has not shut down. Social media has not shut down. The competitive nature of our beings have not shut down. So a lot of us who, again, are possessed by this entrepreneurial spirit haven't missed a beat. And we have, as people were baking banana bread, and I was one of them, and as people were trying to find different things to occupy their time, we were trudging forward. But a lot of us are now in that 2021, we've turned the corner. We thought that things would be drastically different. We were prepared for things to go back to a sense of normal, and they haven't. And so what we need to do is make sure we have the stamina needed in order to continue the effort, in order for us to continue driving home and doing what we need to do in order to get to that finish line. And I know some of you are like, this woman is crazy. Like, I've got things to do. I got bills to pay. But the bills are for nothing. The things to do are for nothing if you are not well. So if you can consider this an entrepreneurial version of self-care, just being able to sit down. And I'm not saying that you need to have some aromatherapy or even meditate, but you need to rest your mind and body. You need to figure out what that escape happens to be. For me, it's working out in the morning. It's watching a bad program that I've chosen to binge. It's escaping in and of itself. It's about, reaching out to people. I come from a huge family, extended family and versions. And so every Sunday I reach out to cousins of cousins of cousins and just say hello. I reconnect with individuals that I have otherwise not spoken to. So I stop myself from the rhythmic nature that I've created, not to distract myself, but to give myself a breather, a moment to put my hands on my knees and just simply be like, and it doesn't need to be this emotional journey or this spiritual scenario. It just needs I just need you to rest. I need you to look at the opportunity that you have in front of you, but know that you have to be strong in order to achieve it. Know that you have to have the energy in order to make it happen. Know that you need to be of sound mind and body in order to get to the finish line. You have to take some time to rest. And don't see that rest as a retreat. Don't see that rest as defeat. Don't see that rest as something that is a distraction from getting to where you need to be. See that rest as a necessity in order for you to get to where you need to be. Because when you are rested, you can enjoy it, right? I can't tell you the amount of accomplishments that I have achieved in my life that I was too exhausted to appreciate. I was too depleted to even acknowledge. I was so focused on what it is that I was doing and where it is that I was going that I didn't even take a moment to celebrate how far I had come. And I'm telling you, I'd missed a lot of joy in doing so. I've missed a lot of opportunities to understand my journey, to celebrate my journey, and then to share that celebration with other people because I chose not to rest. In that fatigue, in that forward momentum fatigue, that's when the bad decisions become a reality. That's when you do things out of desperation. That's when you do things out of feeling as if you have no alternative, right? One of the quotes that I always use, in the absence of water in the desert, people drink sand. Maybe because they don't know any better, or maybe because they need to drink something. Maybe they just need to go through the motions. But I think that we need to rest and find the water. I think we need to rest and quench our thirst. We need to look around and be like, ooh, I will start again tomorrow. And so often we don't give ourselves the opportunity to do that. We are so nervous and insecure in our positioning, and so nervous and insecure in what it is available to us. And we think that this world is limited instead of it being abundant. So we don't rest. We convince ourselves we have no time to rest. We convince ourselves that time is not on our side, and if I don't do this in this moment, this opportunity will never present itself again, when that is a lie. Because the opportunities that belong to you are there for you. But you need to rest. You need to give yourself an opportunity. And I say this on a Friday intentionally because I know that if I said it on a Tuesday, you'd be like, girl, I can't pay attention to you. I got too much going on. I got so many meetings. I'm saying it on a Friday. Before quarantine, I didn't give myself an opportunity. I didn't give myself an opportunity to rest. My weekends were filled, packed, jammed with obligations and things to do. Now I do enjoy a good Saturday and Sunday where I can reflect, I can eat, I can bake. I mean, watch me, right? I can create, and I don't feel that anxiety and the pressure that comes with those Mondays because I've rested for 2 days. That doesn't mean I don't open my email. That doesn't mean that I don't post on social media, but I relieve and release myself of the pressure of the day-to-day in order for me to be better for that Monday. And what I encourage you to do on this Friday is to rest. Even if it's for a little bit, just rest. Even if it's about diving into something, just rest. Even if it's picking up the phone and calling somebody you haven't spoken to in quite some time, just rest. Because I'm here to tell you, if no one has told you yet, that you deserve to rest. You have permission to rest. I give it to you. And if anybody questions it, loved one, spouse, or partner, just say, Sheldon told me I am off this weekend. Because you will be better for it. Because your clients will be better for it. Your community will be better for it. You yourself as an entrepreneur, because you want that finish line, because you want that ribbon that you have dreamt in your mind, you deserve it. And rest will help you get it. So I'm Sheldon Barlett Rumor, and this is it. Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock Eastern, I share my morning message in hopes of not only inspiring you for the day, but keeping you motivated for days to come. This Is It Network is your global digital TV network, connecting remarkable women to inspiring stories. We do that through our growing community, our engaging content, and our real connections, encouraging all of you to find your voice, to no longer whisper your wishes, but to in fact scream your dream. If you think that someone in your world needed to hear this message, needs to rest a little bit more often, please be sure to share this with them. On February 22nd, that's 2/22, we will be having a Find Your Voice event. It is only $25 to attend. More information can be found on all of our pages, and we'll be continuing to promote that. It is really about giving you the worksheets and actual skills needed to scream your dream. It's not just a hashtag. It's a practice, and it's about understanding how to use your voice in order to get closer to what it is that you want. So ensure that you have a wonderful weekend. Try, please, 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 to rest, and I will see you all on Monday. Take care.